I think our program is so good at involving the whole family. And that's been one of my favorite things about our program.
I'm Cristina Janney with the Hays Post and Eagle Radio, and I'm speaking with Beth Hanson and Pam Dreiling of Early Childhood Connections about their preschool program on this episode of the Hays Post podcast.
I would say probably the most important thing about getting a kid into preschool is that socialization piece. They get to be around other children. They learn to work with each other. That is so important. It's such a world skill that they're going to need out in the world. Another big one is self-regulation. In class, they're learning how to regulate themselves. So if they are upset about something, they learn that, we try to teach them to calm themselves. We use a lot of breathing. We have other children help them learn to calm down. So learning how to calm yourself when the world's not going the way you want it is such an important life skill. Another thing that, and I've been a teacher for over 30 years, something that I've seen that's really declined in children is their fine motor skills. And okay, I'm going to go on my soapbox a little bit here. A lot of that is because of phones and because of tablets. They're using their finger. They're just their fingers.
They're not gripping.
They're not gripping. And a lot of parents are scared of letting kids use scissors. And a lot of children are not getting crayons and maybe playing with Play-Doh. So those are the kind of things just you need to get. We want to teach them and get their fine motor skills developed. And then, of course, learning about problem solving and critical thinking, that's something you learn in school. So those are all really, really important things for preschool.
You mentioned, the self-regulation and just being able to be around other peers their age. I know when my nephew was little, which was a long time ago, he was a single child. He was an only child. So being able to be in preschool and learn how to interact with the other kids his age and to share and all that was really important. I hear that a lot from kindergarten teachers.
Oh, yeah. Self-regulation. I mean, think of how many adults that they get mad and they can't control themselves. So we're trying to get that to be a skill that's such an important life skill.
Right.
So that's probably my biggest one right there is self-regulation. So those are the main reasons.
So Beth, why is it important to start enrolling now? August seems so far off right now.
It does. And I know sometimes it's hard for parents to wrap their heads around the fact that now is the time to start. We do assist families through our whole process, through our whole application process. So while we're there along the way, it still is a process. There are steps that we need to go through. There's a paper trail. There's appointments to be scheduled, documentation. And so we want to make sure that we allot for time to do that. And then we also have a set amount of slots. So we would really like to ensure that we fill those slots, but if we do fill them all up and somebody applies or wants to enroll later on, we do utilize a wait list for that.
There's no guarantee, but
right.
Get in there fast.
So what are the preschool options and what areas do you cover?
We have a lot of options for early childhood connections. For preschool, we serve Ellis, Rooks, Rush, and Russell counties. We have classrooms in Hays, Ellis, Russell, and soon to be La Crosse, starting next year. And then we also have our home-based option, which a lot of people don't know that we have that. And that's a great option as well that serves all 4 of those counties that I had mentioned.
And actually, maybe let me interject here. I didn't think about this earlier. I used to be a home-based teacher. So I would go into the home and I'd work with the child along with the parent. It was not me come in by myself with the child. It's to get the parent involved and get them involved and learn how to work with their child. So home base is really a neat option, but it's not just, hey, this teacher's coming in to babysit my child for an hour. It is get the parent involved and give them tools so they can work with their children.
Because they're really the best teacher, the first and best teacher for their children always.
You, as a parent, are your child's first teacher.
Okay.
Exactly.
So what are some of those things that parents can do to help their children get ready for preschool?
Oh, I have a list.
Go ahead, Pam.
Number one, it is helpful if you can have your child potty trained. They do not have to be potty trained, but it is a lot easier because when you're having class, it's hard to go work with children on teaching them potty training. That's hard for us at school. So again, it doesn't have to be done, but it's preferred. Okay, parents may not like to hear this, but I'm going to say limiting TV and tablets and playing on a phone. If you can get them off of that and get them out playing in the dirt, making mud pies, drawing, coloring, playing with Play-Doh, those are the kind of things we'd like. Playing outside, playing with friends, those are big things. Another thing which I spoke of earlier was the fine motor. Let your kids draw. Let them color with. There's markers and crayons and colored pencils. I go crazy when I go to Walmart and see all that new stuff. But let them do that and play with Play-Doh. And then here's the hard one for parents. Let them work with scissors, but of course, always with supervision. Do not let them have those scissors by themselves, or you're going to have cut hair, or you're going to have cut clothes, or who knows what else to think of to cut. So make sure
they can get the age-appropriate scissors, the dulled scissors, the ones that will fit in a small child's hands.
Well, and how I started my own children was cutting Play-Doh. Give them those little plastic scissors and let them cut Play-Doh because those aren't going to cut hair. Because we need you. It's very helpful if they come in with their fine motor skills already kind of developed, and we need to get those muscles in their hands developed and arms and shoulders. Let them color on the floor on their tummy, or lay. Today, I know in our classroom, and shout out to 9,000, I think it is, Miss Heather's class. They have paper taped on the bottom of the table, and they're going to lay there and color. And
upside down,
that really builds those shoulder muscles. So they were excited about that. Other things you can do with your kids, of course, is always read. I'm a big advocate for that. Sing songs. Your kids don't care if you can't carry a tune. They do not care. So sing songs, nursery rhymes, developing that, learning how to hear rhymes. That's important. And the other thing is talk with your kids. Ask them questions. Ask them how they feel about things. Ask them how their day was. Try to ask open-ended questions so you can get more information out of them. But talk to them. They have so many interesting things to say, and they're hilarious. So talk to those kids.
And it helps them build language, too.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
They pick up so many words, and you don't even realize how many words that they're picking up just by talking to them. By
reading, singing songs, and talking to them, you build your children's vocabulary. And that's a very important life skill, too. So,
what else should parents know about early childhood connections?
Well, in regards to our preschool program, it does run through the school year, so the August to May, which is typical. But what people might not know is that we do enroll mid-year. And I'm putting that plug in because as far as this current school year, we do have some openings and we will still enroll children. So if there is a family out there with the preschooler, they're ready for them to start preschool, they should apply because there is a chance we could get them in our classrooms now and for this current school year. So in general, if we have openings, we will try to fill them.
Yeah. Get your kids there.
Absolutely.
They need to be there. There's so many skills that they learn.
Additionally, our program serves prenatal to age 3 through home visiting program options. We also have the child care program options. Those run year-round, so there is no pause for the summer. It's a 12-month program. We do have openings for the home visiting, so we definitely want families to check that out. Very similar to what Pam talked about with the preschool home-based. we have that option for our 0 to 3 kiddos and have a teacher that comes in for them.
So yeah, if you're a younger mom this is your first baby, you're pregnant and having your first baby, we are a good resource for those young moms, or first-time moms. I shouldn't say just young moms, but first-time moms. There's so much good information, and what they help you do is to kind of know what to expect and how to prepare, and just lots of good information.
And of course, our program is free, so that's just a bonus there.
If you are is that the word?
There is the eligibility process.
Yes.
And so once we've determined eligible and the family wants to participate and we've got a program option for them, it is at no cost to them.
Right.
So if parents have more questions or they want to inquire about applying for the programs, how do they get a hold of you?
So our phone number, they can just simply call and ask, which is 785-623-2430. Or our website, which is usd489connections.com. And there's a little button. It's almost on every page you go on our website that says enrollment inquiries. You just click that. There are 6 simple questions that they answer. It's just mainly their contact information. And then we reach out. We connect with them. We answer questions that they have, and then we just get that process started.
And also, I might plug this too, we're also on Facebook, correct?
We are on Facebook.
How are we listed on Facebook?
I believe it's Early Childhood Connections.
Early Childhood Connections.
Yeah, and we share a lot of upcoming events. We do have a preschool roundup coming up, so that would be a great place to check on Facebook about that opportunity. And then any other kind of events or openings that we would have, they'll be listed there.
Yeah, I believe we've also shared some information on the Hayes Post about the preschool programs. You could always search that on the Hayes Post if you forget the links or the phone number. Is there anything else that you want to add, Beth or Pam?
I think additionally, our program, we often talk about catering towards, or we're there for those first-time moms, but something other people might not know is that we do accommodate or serve the entire family.
Yes,
and so moms and dads can be there for those home visits. Moms and dads, or guardians, I should say,
grandparents.
because we know, there's a variety of families out there, and that's important to us that we serve and are there for that entire family component.
And I'd like to add this. It kind of goes with what Beth said. As a classroom teacher, my goal is to make my classroom a school family. And that school family is all of our children. We're taking care of each other. We're wishing each other well. If someone's sick, we're wishing them well. And then when they come back, we welcome them back. And that's very important. They will tell you if you forget to welcome them back, because they expect that. We are in our classrooms, how do I want to say this? We're very much wanting them to feel safe. That is such a key component in our classrooms, is that you're safe here. You're safe here. And with that being said about our school family, that also encompasses the parents, the grandparents, the guardians. I think our program is so good at involving the whole family. And that's been one of my favorite things about our program. And like I said, I've been teaching a long time, and I've taught in other places in Hayes. And I really think this is special to us, is where we encompass the whole family. It's very important.